Crackdown 3 has been in development for a long time. The game was actually announced back in 2014 and it's been delayed so often that it's now coming out in 2019. And now we've just learned that the original development team aren't even working on the game anymore.
When it was announced back in 2014, Crackdown 3 was being developed by the series co-creator Dave Jones and his new company CloudGen. CloudGen specialised in cloud computing services for games, and Crackdown 3 was going to use the power of the cloud for in-game destruction. Crackdown 3 was originally pitched as having a fully destructible open world which would be powered by the cloud. While CloudGen worked on the technology behind the game, the gameplay and art assets were being made by another company, Region Games. And while Region Games made the gameplay, Sumo Digital developed the game's campaign, and Crackdown 2 developers Ruffian Games provided support.
So to be clear, that's 4 development teams.
But then in January of this year, Epic Games bought CloudGen, and the game's creator Jones left the project to become the director of cloud and esports strategies at Epic. Jones' departure from the project raised even more concerns about the development of Crackdown 3, and the idea of a fully destructible open world was left in doubt.
Speaking to Polygon at E3, Microsoft Studios head Matt Booty gave an update about the development of the game. Booty confirmed that Microsoft is no longer working with Dave Jones or Regent Games on Crackdown 3, and Sumo Digital are now the main developers on the project. Here's what he said, quote, "We're just working with Sumo Digital right now. That's our main development partner, and as you know, I'm sure you know, any game has got a number of folks that come in to help us with content and some development, but Sumo is our main partner on Crackdown."
Sumo's our main. It sounds like he's chosen a character for like a
Sumo main. Yeah.
Sumo main.
Some Overwatch pants. And when Booty was asked about what technology is now powering the game, Polygon said that he was less clear about the role that CloudGen's technology would actually play. Here's what he said. "You know, I'm not going to get into the actual technical breakdown. Let's just say that we've got access to a great infrastructure and the game's got some great tech in it, and we're going to put those two together in the way that makes the most sense." Region Games itself has been in limbo as well since Epic's acquisition of CloudGen. Both Region and CloudGen were closely intertwined with one another because Dave Jones founded both of them.
According to Polygon, after Epic bought CloudGen, multiple Region employees left for positions at Epic, and Region's social media accounts are basically dead. Polygon also said Dave Jones did not respond when they asked for comments, and Epic Games denied requests for an interview with him. Xbox boss Phil Spencer appeared on Giant Bomb's E3 stream, where he was asked about the cloud-based destruction in Crackdown 3. Spencer spoke about the development, saying, quote, "So after some of the stuff, I was like, it's not about the power of the cloud, and everybody can find a video of me saying that. So I understand. But let's talk. Just talk about being Crackdown. There's still creative work to do. I'm not saying the game's perfect by any stretch right now, but we're committed to the game. We definitely had a heart-to-heart as we were rolling into E3. If we're going to show this and we're going to say it's coming, I don't want to head fake the community again." Microsoft reps have since said Crackdown 3 will be making use of Microsoft's Azure cloud server network for its cloud-based destruction, and details will be made clear closer to the game's release.
So Crackdown 3's been delayed, I think, 3 times in major delays now, I think, and pushing it back by a year, 12 months or whatever at a time, and it's not in a good place by the looks of it. We could kind of see that from the outside, firstly because of the delays, but also they were kind of not talking about the destruction so much, but they were going, look, here's Terry Crews. Terry Crews is awesome, so why wouldn't they do that? But you could see from the outside that something was going on. It wasn't just like it needed polish or whatever. It just something seems to have gone on. So the fact that the original creator and the original dev team aren't really, or one of the original dev teams aren't really there now, kind of shows where this game's at. I'm sure it'll still come out, and I'm sure it'll be a good game. Microsoft clearly want to support it. They need these big games, right? So they're going to put resources into it, but it's been a long road getting there by the time it does come out.
Yeah, obviously this goes a long way to explain why this game isn't out yet, because it's been 5 years or so since it was announced or whatever. It just seems like, it's been in development hell. And if you think about the new technologies involved with like cloud computing and stuff like that, they're trying to push that in this game. It's trying to be a bit of a showcase for the technology. And if they're having troubles between four different development companies trying to work on their game, it shows that it hasn't been managed well. And obviously this is the kickback is that obviously it gets pushed and it gets pushed and it's pushed. Let's hope it does come out in February next year. Let's just hope the delay this time wasn't just for the Battle Royale mode, which a lot of people are saying. Would that be good and be fully destructive? It would be a new take on the Battle Royale thing, but I wouldn't put it past them at this point.
It's got to come down to the end result, isn't it? I mean, all this has been about tech and about the power of the cloud and the destruction of a whole city. That on paper does sound great. great. Crackdown's a perfect fit for it. I was a big fan of the original Crackdown games on 360. It was good. It was a lot of fun, right? And then adding in a completely destructible city that, you know, with tower blocks falling down and stuff. The trailer where they started showing that stuff off was like, yeah, this could be really fun. You know, the end result ultimately is that the game is fun. And maybe they do pull it off. Maybe they do have cloud-powered city-wide destruction. But is that fun enough? Is that going to be worth the wait and the you know? Would it have been better to just, I hate to say it, but play it a little bit safer and not destroy the entire city? And I don't know. It just seems like the concept of having a destructible city has kind of gotten bigger than the actual. Is it a fun game or not? They're having difficulties kind of balancing it and stuff. One thing's 100% for sure though. This is going to be worth looking at when it comes out, worth reading the reviews, worth watching the videos, and maybe picking it up just to see what all this has been about, because cloud-based tech was like the whole Xbox One push to begin with, and that is part of the thing that you know, Microsoft shot itself in the foot with, going so heavily on the cloud-based stuff. And this game is probably what they had in their minds, thinking, imagine a city that you could completely destroy, and you can't do that with a console. You need the power of the cloud to do it. So it's going to be an interesting game to look at the very least.
I reckon the jury's still out on whether it'd be worth it specifically for this game. But going into the future, they'll obviously learn a lot of lessons, and they're hopefully implementing it into other games if it's worth it. I'm all about the innovation. I like the fact that they're doing this, and they're learning lessons going forward, so I'm not going to hold it against them. People
want games, not tech demos, isn't it? That's the thing. So that's probably they've got this tech, they've got to make it a great game as well. So if you've been waiting for Crackdown 3 all these years, let us know if you're getting a little bit impatient or whatever down in the comments below. Do you just want to play it now in whatever state it's in? Remember to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. There should be another video right there if you want to watch that, and a link to Patreon if you do want to support the channel. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time.